Hi, this is Mike Ciccone. Today I went on my usual walk around North Park Lake, but this time I brought a bag with me. It is August 31st, 2016, about 8:13 p.m. And as you can see, look at what I found. Wonderful, wonderful grapes. Probably about 3 different kinds of grapes. I found frost grapes, which are black. Some bigger red grapes that have a little bit of an earthy taste. They might actually be a little overripe. And some plump purplish grapes. So, I'm going to work them off here and some grapes. Here you can see about how big the bunches are. The bunches of the wild grapes are pretty small. A lot of them are loose. Sometimes you just touch the plants and they just fall right apart. They generally have a thick skin, big seeds, 1 to 6 seeds, and they're kind of chewy inside. You kind of have to put them between your teeth and sort of suck out the seeds and spit them out, but I think they're a lot better than the kind you get at the store. So one thing you'll know about these wild grapes is if you want to find them, they're kind of hard to find, but if you know where to look, you can find a lot of them. They tend to grow on the vines that are near a body of water. They tend to give you the best harvest. I learned that only the female grapevines, because they come in male and female varieties, contain the grapes. So it seems to be about, I don't know, maybe 1 in every 10 or 1 in every 20 grapevines that actually have grapes. And a lot of times, I lost one. A lot of times you have to look behind the leaves and just really check, because sometimes the grapes, they're really dark and they tend to be hidden behind the leaves. What else? So they are all in the genus, I think it is, Vitis. So Vitis, you know, there's like 30, maybe 20 or 30 different kinds in the United States. Here in Pennsylvania, we have about 7 different varieties that grow in our state, at least 3 of which I have found tonight walking a 5-mile loop around North Park Lake. So the grapes are a little bit less sweet, people say, than the grapes that you would typically get at a store, that they are much more flavorful, kind of like the flavor of the artificial grape flavoring that you get when you think of grape Kool-Aid, grape Gatorade, even Welch's grape juice, very similar to that. The fact that there's a little less sugar doesn't make them any less good. In fact, I think that they're more good just because of the intense flavor, and if there's a lot of them growing in a particular year, you can actually smell them from a distance. They give off a very pleasant grapey smell. So with no further ado, I'll put it back in time lapse as I prepare the grapes. Another place where you can find a lot of wild grapes is you'll see grapevines growing a lot of times along the side of the road. And a lot of people, when they see me picking them, they say, "Oh, look at the berries," or "You're getting the berries." So they are actually correct. Botanically, grapes are considered a berry. They just happen to grow in bunches. The best time to look for wild grapes is in the late summer, from about mid-August through about the end of September. Generally, as the grapes are on the vine longer, they tend to get sweeter and sweeter, so the grapes that you'll find growing later in the season, especially after the first frost, can be very sweet, and actually those are the kind of grapes that if you ever have ice wine, they would use those to make ice wine. I just prefer to eat the grapes as they are, but you can see some of the frost grapes are quite small, and they're called frost grapes. The way to identify them is that they have sort of a frosted color on the black berry parts there. So wild grapes are one of my favorite wild edible plants to go after. They save the best for last pretty much. It's the last major fruiting plant of the season usually. But they're great because you get such a large volume of fruit for relatively little effort. It takes me quite a lot longer to find the equivalent amount of blackberries, raspberries, and certainly wild blueberries or teeny tiny little things, and you could work all day to get this. So what I got here is my scale, and we will tear the scale. And I wasn't specifically looking for grapes. I was kind of casually looking for grapes and also getting my exercise, just kind of carrying a bag around with me. We are in pounds, so if you're in the United States of America, we got 2 pounds, 4.4 ounces. For those of you in Canada or Europe, we'll convert it to metric here. We have 1 kilogram plus 35 grams, so not a bad effort for just casually going around and doing my normal walk. Just bring a bag with you if you think that you will find some, and you can get a lot very quickly. In the store, I've seen these for $3.99 a pound, so basically I got about $9–10 worth of free grapes that I like a lot more than the ones I find in the store, because they're not full of pesticides, and here they are. So when enjoying grapes, it's often nice to have a pairing. I have some Laughing Cow cheese here. Of course, you can probably find a lot better cheeses. I just have what we got around the house. Some gluten-free crackers since I'm gluten-free, and some walnuts, and bon appetit. What you're left with after you eat the grapes is you see a few grape seeds. So they tend to have between 1 and 6 grape seeds